back here for another week of Drinking with the Jenkins. Last week we revealed some pretty big names for the big upcoming extravaganza MUD SHOW MANIA, which is going to be in Blippieville, back there behind the Kmart, because we're running opposition to that no good Noah Tall. Of course, he couldn't call me when I was in jail, but now all of a sudden I announce I'm running back behind his building. He's been blowing my dang burner phone up all week. I don't even know how he got my new number. I ain't had that phone but 4 days.
What did he say to you?
Oh, he's leaving all these messages about how he's going to sue me, and he's going to have, if we're going to run against him, he's going to have somebody burn my trailer down. I was like, joke's on you, idiot. My trailer already burned down. I guess he didn't hear about the damn deep fried turkey incident from Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I've been staying out. I've been having to stay at that damn motel down there. Well, we won't say where I'm staying for a variety of reasons. We don't need people knowing all my business.
This MUD SHOW Mania is really lining up to be action-packed.
We're going to have action. We're going to have wrestling. We might even have some musical guests. We may have a band or two. I'm still working on that. And we may have some comedy there. Who knows what all we might have.
We're going to have hot dogs.
The biggest damn thing.
We're going to have hot dogs slow cooked in a crock pot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it ain't wrestling if you ain't got that, right? I mean, we might even see if the great bad boy Billy Adams will come down there and cook those hot dogs. Because nobody crock pots boils some hot dogs like bad boy Billy Adams. And you know that to be true.
I could go for me a hot dog cooked in a crock pot right now.
And, of course, it don't matter if he's right in the middle of slapping a weenie between two buns and putting mustard on it. If his music hits, he's coming out that concession stand, he's hitting the ring like a house of fire, and he's going to whoop whatever ass is in front of him. Even if that ass belongs to this man that you signed to be on the show, who is this dude?
Lucky Luciano. This is Lucky Luciano.
That's a mean-looking fella right there. It's an interesting choice in face paint.
He's actually very, very unlucky. He won the lottery.
Ironic names.
He won a lottery and then he lost it all. Oh. Then he was involved in a car accident where he didn't actually get hurt, but he tore up like a bunch of stuff. And so now he's trying to come through. I hope Lucky can pull it out. It could really turn his whole career around if Lucky Luciano wins the MUD SHOW Mania.
Well, we're in his corner. I mean, we've always been a big fan of his. And, of course, a Southern legend. One of the best to ever do it. Mildfire Bobby Rich is going to be at MUD SHOW Mania. Can you believe we got him? I mean,
look at that hair.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's had that hair since the 80s. He's been rocking that same gear, that same hair. Of course, you see he's got the title belt around his waist. He's the OWF Southern Television Hardcore Champion of Alabama. So he's going to probably be putting that on the line if we can get somebody to record it, because he will only defend his television championship if it's going to be on video. That's one of his stipulations.
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, it really does. I mean, what kind of TV champion puts their title on the line in a non-televised contest?
Remember those 7 months that he was champion because we didn't have a camera?
Yeah. And then he was one of these guys that, he was going on the Facebook. I've been champion for, 118 days. And it's like, because you ain't defended it. We ain't had no TV.
You wrestled once. What are you talking about?
But, I mean, I get it. It's all promotion. Now, I understand you're bringing in a tag team from Boaz. These fellas right here.
This is the tag team of La Cucaracha.
I've heard of them.
Bug exterminators by day, wrestling exterminators by night.
And if I understand correctly, they do the exterminating by day wearing those very same Lucha Libras masks. Is that not true?
That is true. You see, it's very sacred for Mexican wrestlers to wear their masks in every day-to-day activities. So if you see a bug man or a guy in a convenience store, getting a sandwich, wearing it may be one of the La Cucaracha tag team.
Now, I don't want to. I don't want to stir up no trouble, and it may cause us to have a match signed. But Wildfire Bobby Rich told me the reason they wear them masks when they do their bug killing job. He said it didn't have nothing to do about their Boaz heritage. He said it's because it made it easier for them not to get caught when they steal shit out of people's houses when they're in there spraying for the bugs. Now, is that speculation, or do you think there's any truth to that?
How dare them? The La Cucaracha guys are honorable men.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed kind of logical to me. But
If we can get a translator there at the Kmart that day, we'll see what they have to say about this.
What would having a translator there have anything to do with?
Not a translator. Not a translator.
I mean, whether they're there earlier or later, I don't know what that would help anything.
No, they don't speak English. You need a translator to translate it from English to Boaz.
To Boaz. All right, I got you. I'm with you now. I was a little confused. Oh, wait a minute. Little Smokey is in my ear right now. The front row has sold out for MUD Show Mania. There are no more front row tickets left. So y'all
low ticket warning. Low ticket warning.
Get on the phone right now and call Smokey. Not only is he the producer, he's also director of merch and ticket sales. If you call producer Smokey, he will get you your tickets because front row has completely sold out. That's exciting. I mean, I'm pretty psyched about it. How about you?
I'm excited. I'm half-hearted right now thinking about it.
Well, that's unfortunate to know, but we also have. I don't know what I'm allowed to call these folks now. I've heard that it's inappropriate to say the M word. Back in my day, we called them midgets. Then somebody told me you had to call them mini wrestlers. But we're going to have Juan Jeremy Jr. in the house at MUD Show Mania. Can you believe that? Juan Jeremy Jr.
Who's he going to be fighting? Is he going to...
He'll fight anybody. He don't give a shit. He will fight big, small, short or tall. He'll fight anybody. That's Jeremy Flint's favorite wrestler right there because, Jeremy Flint knew Juan Jeremy, his dad, really well. He met him at a show in Mississippi back in the day, and he is one of the biggest fans of Juan Jeremy Jr., and that's why we signed him because we hope we get our friend Jeremy Flint to come out and check out this show. One, to meet Juan Jeremy Jr. and see him in action, and two, we figured he might want to try to hook up with another one of our wrestlers we got. La Parka's mom's going to be there in action.
And she's fucking angry.
Oh,
she's been mad since the last MUD Show Mania.
She is always pissed off. And actually, that's the reason why I don't know if we'll be able to get the bad boy back to cook hot dogs, because she filed a complaint with the health department about his concession stand and about the quote-unquote cleanliness of his concession stand, and she claimed the same batch of hot dogs had been in that same crock pot and hot dog water, she said, for at least 6 weeks. I don't think that's true. I don't know, but that's the accusation she cast at the bad boy, which I don't think's fair.
She said it gave her diarrhea.
Well, I mean, hot dogs, what do you think they're made out of, lady? I mean, yeah, if you decide to eat hot dogs, you're going to get a little bit of diarrhea. I mean, you need that every now and then to clear your system out, keep you flushed. Now, for all our horror movie fans out there, we're going to have somebody for you too. Check this out. We got Jason Myers. Is he Jason? Yeah. Is he Michael Myers? Hell, he's both. Look at him. He's got the hockey mask. He's got the mechanic's jumpsuit on. He's able to come straight from work. He works at the oil changing place out there on Highway 182. All he has to do turn that last wrench, slap that hockey mask on, get in his pickup truck, and boom, he's headed right on out to MUD SHOW MANIA, ready to whip some ass.
I think he's kin to Jeremy Myers.
I'd be willing to bet. I would put some money on that. Now, another one who's going to be there. You said that I couldn't sign him, that he was still mad, that he had been raising hell. You know, him and, well, who was it? Him and Smelly Larry that was keeping
Smelly
up all
Pete.
the... Smelly Pete. Scary Larry was the one that quit and said he wouldn't come back. That's why I hired Jason Myers, because Scary Larry quit. But we got... Now, he used to be known previously as Benny Omega, but he's recently changed his name to Ferocious Phil Aycock. He's a former amateur wrestler. He's also a high flyer. He's also an MMA fighter. And he also plays a pretty mean guitar on the weekends in certain bars around the area. You told me that he wouldn't come back. By God, I got it done. Ferocious Phil Aycock. And a little bit of inside info, he will be bringing his valet, Sharon Aycock, as well.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. Now, is he going to do the Kerry Von Erich barefoot again? Is he still doing that where he wrestles with no shoes? Because you know that there's broken glass and shit back there, man.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you know, he said that he wouldn't make that decision until right before he went to the ring because he had to see what other matches happened for him. Because, you know, last time I got him to guarantee us he would do the barefoot gimmick, but then they did the broken glass thumbtack match right before his. And, you know, he wasn't able to walk for a good 6 weeks, and his foot got infected, and they had to remove the toe, and he's been bitching about it ever since. Well, I mean, that's why he said he wasn't coming back, you know. I mean, screw you, Whitey, I'll never wrestle for you again, you know. But I called him up. I told him that there'd be a cool $5 in it for him, and a couple of free hot dogs from the concession stand, and that he could bring his old lady, Sharon Aycock, and he said he'd be there. And I said, well, you ain't going to wear your shoes, are you? And he said, well, you ain't going to get me with that twice. I'm going to see what matches y'all have for me.
I can't believe you got him back. I remember the last MUD SHOW Mania, and the last thing I remember is y'all arguing in the parking lot. And he was like, Whitey, you son of a bitch. I cut my foot, and you felt up my wife. And I was like, oh, man, he's never going to come back.
I know. And I was like, dude, there wasn't no radio in your truck when you got here. What are you talking about? You know, I mean, quit throwing around accusations. I mean, what am I going to do with the radio out of your truck? But, you know, people just throw around just absurd accusations like that. And it's hurtful and it's unnecessary. But we smoothed it out. It's all water under the bridge right now.
What was going on with you and his wife in the bathroom?
She stopped the commode up, and she didn't have a plunger, so I went and got one, and I was in there plunging the toilet. That's what those noises were, you know. I was grunting and groaning because I was really working. I mean, she log jammed it good, brother. I mean, it was bad, and so I was really working that plunger. So them weird sounds and me grunting was me plunging the toilet.
Well, that bathroom's horrible anyway. And
exactly.
I didn't know you could...
And I threw the plunger out the window. That's why when he finally kicked the door in and he asked, you know, well, why, if you were plunging the toilet, why ain't there no plunger? And why are your pants off? And I was like, well, the water got up almost knee deep, so I had to take my britches off so they didn't get wet. And then, you know, I threw the plunger out the window.
Well, I remember
and of course he went around outside. Oh, I don't see no plunger out here either. You know, he's high, you know.
Well, he wanted you to show him how you plunge a porta potty.
Well, I don't show people my plunging techniques, if you know what I mean.
Well, if he wants to know that, he should went to fucking plumbing school like the rest of them.
Just like I did. I spent 4 years in plumbing school. And it served me well. But anyway, now we've talked about some pretty big stars, but we got a couple of names. I'm talking about, we don't normally shell out a lot of cash on the wrestlers. You know what I mean? We usually try to keep it more local. But this time, since we're trying to screw Noah Tall over, since he didn't call me when I was in jail and I want to stick it up his ass sideways, we have pulled out all the stops. So in the main event, we are going to have the one and only Nature Boy Paul Lee Jr.
Hell yeah.
Now, full disclosure, he's not really Paul Lee's son, but he did pay Paul Lee like $78 to use the gimmick. And so...
And he paid a lot of money for those pirate boots.
I mean, yeah, look at them pirate boots right there. Them ain't cheap. And that's a certified replica of the ECW title. He ordered that right off the WWE shop zone, so he paid a pretty penny for that as well.
Check out that robe. That robe almost looks like a jacket.
Yeah, that's pretty stylish robe he's got there. It's actually nicer than ones his dad wears, you know, that just look like somebody put a bathrobe, you know, down as a damn third grade art project or something, like they got a bedazzler after their daddy's bathrobe. But anyway, let's not disparage Paul Lee right now, because we want to talk about his opponent, the other half of this huge main event. Big name television star, medium sexy Devin Nash. Of course, he's, you know, allegedly the younger brother of Kevin Nash. We don't know that to be true, but we certainly don't know it not to be true. And as you can tell right there, in that he's on television, so he's clearly a TV star. He looks a little bit like Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with a wig on. That's purely speculation.
Really
we don't know that. We're not saying you're going to get to meet Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but if you look at that picture, if you come to Mud Show Mania, you're probably going to get to meet Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
But who knows? It's Mud Show Mania weekend. Who knows who you're going to run across? You might meet Mac from Always Sunny.
Exactly. You might meet Kevin Nash, you know. We're not saying you are, but we're not saying you're not, you know.
Exactly.
Stone Cold Steve Austin might be there. We're not advertising that he is, but we're not advertising that he ain't.
Not. He might not be there,
you know,
but he might be there.
But he probably will be.
Drinking some
CM
Steve
Punk could be there.
Yeah.
You know, he won't. You know, he's all up in arms with AEW right now. I invited him. You know, I sent him a postcard saying, you know, hey, come to Mud Show Mania. So he could be there. I'm not advertising. I mean, you know, Delbert, we got in a lot of trouble that time. Remember that time we advertised that show and we just took that old WrestleMania poster and just put our name. We put Mud Show Mania over it, but it was like the WrestleMania 17 poster had The Rock and Stone Cold.
How could I forget? Delinda lost her trailer over that.
I mean, I didn't know you couldn't do that, you know, because I was under the impression, see, the way I was brought up, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I know I was wrong about the logistics of it, but I'm talking about from what I understood it to be. I thought as long as you put cards subject to change at the bottom, you could put anything you wanted, and it didn't matter because you had warned them the cards subject to change. That's what, you know, Mickey, all the greats taught that. Turned out that ain't entirely true because we got in some pretty deep shit over that fiasco.
Yeah, that'll get you a lot of hot water.
Yeah, I mean, I just mentioned doing that, and this is the look producer Smokey gave me immediately, and so I thought, well, I guess he didn't even like that. I was just joking, but he didn't go for it. So.
He didn't appreciate it.
All right, so remember, folks, OWF Mud Show Mania. As soon as Noah Tall announces when his next show is, we'll be able to give you a date, and we'll tell you exactly how to get there.
Probably within minutes.
Yeah, but even though we haven't announced a date or confirmed a venue yet, the front row has sold out, and half of the second row has already sold out. So don't wait. Go ahead, even though we don't have a date confirmed yet, and we're not 100% rock solid on the address of where the show is. Don't let that hold you back. Go ahead and call right now and order your tickets over the phone. Give us your credit card number, and we'll only run it for the amount of tickets that you want. I know there was that one mishap, when we had the family jewel in that parking lot of that Shell station last year. People were buying, tickets over the phone with their credit card, and there was a mishap, where I went online and I had ordered a jacuzzi tub, and I thought I was using my debit card, but I accidentally used that lady's credit card that lived over there in Birmingham,
Oh
and it
yeah,
was an honest mistake. The numbers were very similar. Hers had an 8 in it, mine had an 8 in it. I was a little drunk. I might have allegedly been a little high too, but I never would have knowingly committed credit card fraud. And after spending some time in the joint, I see now where, I got to be more careful this time. But this time around, I'm putting Delbert and Smokey in charge. They'll handle all the credit card numbers, so there's nothing to worry about on that end. Delbert will assure you.
exactly. And I don't know why that lady's mad anyway. It ain't like we took the card. Like, we didn't take the card. She was still able to use it too.
And I told her she was welcome to come get in the jacuzzi tub with me. And that's when she got even more offended.
Yeah, it seemed like that pissed her off over the edge when you said that.
I mean, she came in pretty hot on the whole deal, really. I mean, it was a misunderstanding, and she really jumped right to being overly aggressive about it. But then I was like, hey, baby, you paid for it. Come on over here and get in this jacuzzi with me. And oh, my God. Then her husband was calling and threatening to kill me. And anyway, there's no need to revisit that ugliness. But
wasn't even his card.
No, it wasn't his card. It was her card. So I don't even know where it was his business.
Exactly.
What's it to him? Son of a bitch. But anyway,
between us and your wife and the Visa company.
That's right. And I've always said for years that it's nobody's place to get in between whatever business I got going on with their wife. That's none of their concern. That's for me to deal with and for her to deal with. So stay out of it. But anyway, folks, thank you for watching another episode of Drinking with the Jenkins. And I understand coming up soon, Smokey told me you wanted to keep it a secret, but, Smokey tells me what y'all talk about. I know that makes you mad. You don't like for Smokey to tell me what y'all discuss amongst yourselves. But he told me that you were working on getting a marketing expert to come on this show pretty soon that a friend of yours that's going to give me some advice.
The very next show we do, we're gonna have a guy come in. He's gonna talk to us both, and we're gonna really turn this thing around and really, we've been trying all these things and we're exploring new ideas, but we can't just seem to get on the track and get rolling. And that's what I'm hoping this guy does for us.
Hot damn. All right, now we're getting somewhere. All right, folks, make sure you tune in for that because that's going to be interesting, and he's going to get us on track, and then we're going to start making that money, and then everybody can piss off making these accusations trying to say we're stealing from them because we'll have our own damn money. We ain't got to steal from nobody.
We're liable to buy Noah Tales Wrestling, and then he'll work for us.
That's right. We'll buy his wrestling and then run it out of business, just like Vince McMahon did WCW back in the day, and that'll show his ass. So again, join us next time for another episode of Drinking
with the Jenkins.
Oh, I'll start to feel that one.